Welcome back to the Shigeki podcast. I'm Dr. Mark Hyman. Let me ask you something. Are you eating eggs every day but still losing muscle? Because I hear this story over and over again. A patient of mine, Michael, he's 69, active guy. He walks daily stretches every morning, eats clean, and never skips his breakfast. And what does that breakfast include? 2 boiled eggs, every single day. He thought he was doing everything right, but when he came to see me, he said, "Doc, my legs feel weak. I get out of bed and I'm wobbly. I can't carry groceries like I used to. My hands shake a little when I hold my coffee." So I ran some tests. His blood work looked decent. No major red flags. But I asked one question, Michael. Where else are you getting your protein besides those eggs? He paused. Nowhere, really. I figured eggs were enough. That's where so many people get it wrong. Yes, eggs are great. They're affordable, convenient, full of nutrients. But they're not the strongest protein source, especially after 60. Joining me as always is someone I deeply admire, a man who's helped reshape how I think about aging. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, one of Japan's most respected physicians who lived past 100 and spent his life helping older adults live longer, stronger, and with more meaning. Hi, Mark. Exactly. Protein is not just about what you eat. It's about what your body can absorb and use. As we age, digestion slows down, stomach acid drops, and we don't extract as much from food as we used to. So even if you're eating eggs or chicken or beans, if your body can't use it, well, your muscles don't grow. In Japan, we often see elders who eat enough but still weaken. The problem isn't lack of food, it's lack of effective protein. That's why the question isn't, are you eating protein? It's, are you eating the right kind of protein and in the right form? Dr. Hyman, there are foods, everyday foods, that actually have more protein gram for gram than eggs. I'm talking about normal items you'll find in any grocery store in the US. No powders, no seaweed, no imported herbs from faraway places. Just real food that works especially when your muscles are tired and your strength is fading. Some of these foods are things you've probably eaten before, but you may not have known how powerful they are. And when used the right way, even within 7 days, you can feel more stable when you walk, less shaking in the hands, and maybe you'll even get up from a chair without using your arms. So, in today's episode, we're going to share 10 everyday foods that beat eggs when it comes to protein. All of them have more than 13 grams of protein per 100 grams, and they're all things you can find at your local supermarket. And we'll explain exactly why they work better for older bodies and how to fit them into your day without turning your life upside down. So if your muscles are shrinking, your grip is weakening, or you just want to stay strong as you age, stick around. This list could rebuild the strength you thought you'd lost for good. Before we get into it, take a second to subscribe, and share this episode with a friend or family member who's struggling with energy mobility or muscle loss. Because sometimes it's not age, it's just the wrong protein. Though here's something most people don't realize. After age 60, your body's ability to build and repair muscle drops by 30 to 50%. You could be eating the same amount of protein you did at 40 or 50, but your body doesn't use it the same way. That's why we see so many older adults saying, "I eat fine, but I'm still losing strength." Muscle becomes harder to maintain. Recovery after walking or gardening takes longer. Simple things like standing from a low chair, opening jars, or lifting a laundry basket feel harder than they used to. And yes, even if you're eating protein like eggs, your digestion might not be breaking it down efficiently anymore. It's not just about how much protein you eat. It's about how much you actually absorb and use. That's why after 60, we need to be strategic. You want protein that's not just present, but potent. That's why we're talking today about foods that pack more protein per gram than eggs and are easier on the aging body. I always tell my patients this simple truth. If you can't climb stairs, don't blame your age. Blame the missing protein. The body doesn't lose function because we get older. It loses function because we stop giving it the materials it needs to rebuild. And protein is the #1 material. But not just any protein. After 60, your body needs protein that is easy to digest, low in inflammation, rich in essential amino acids, especially leucine, glycine, and glutamine. These amino acids act like building blocks for muscle joints and even skin. And let's be clear, this doesn't mean you have to overhaul your diet. You don't need shakes, pills, or powders. But it does mean choosing smarter. Protein from the right food at the right time of day can give you more strength than eating double the wrong kind. Exactly. Think of food as a message. When you eat high-quality protein, You're telling your body it's safe to build again. You can get strong again. Bottom line, after 60, it's not just about eating more, it's about eating better. The right protein in the right form makes all the difference. Coming up next, we'll count down 10 everyday foods that beat eggs in protein content and show you exactly how to use them. Coming in at number 10 on our list is a classic that many people already have in their fridge Greek yogurt. It's not just a breakfast food, it's actually one of the easiest ways to get more protein than eggs, with about 15 to 17 grams per 100 grams depending on the brand. What makes it stand out is that it's packed with casein, a slow-digesting protein that helps preserve muscle throughout the day or even overnight. And it's very gentle on digestion. For many older adults who have trouble breaking down meat or eggs, Greek yogurt offers a softer, smoother protein source. I often recommend it in the evening. A small bowl with some blueberries or chopped walnuts can become a protein-rich bedtime snack, one that doesn't upset the stomach, but quietly feeds the body as it rests. Exactly. And it's so versatile you can add it to smoothies, use it in place of sour cream, or mix it with oats and fruit in the morning. We're not talking about the sugary, flavored ones here. Choose plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt, and you'll be giving your muscles exactly what they need, without the added inflammation from sugar. At number 9, we've got a plant-based powerhouse firm, tofu. Now I know tofu isn't the first thing that comes to mind when you think high protein. But listen to this, firm tofu delivers about 15 to 17 grams of protein per 100 grams, just like Greek yogurt and more than eggs. What I love about tofu is how gentle it is on the body. It doesn't cause bloating, it doesn't trigger inflammation. And for older adults who may not tolerate meat, well, tofu is a clean and calming alternative. Plus, it's super versatile. You can toss it into a salad, roast it in the oven, stir-fry it with veggies, or even air-fry it with some olive oil and garlic. You don't need to be a chef. Just a little seasoning goes a long way, and it soaks up flavor beautifully. Tofu doesn't have to be bland, it just needs a little creativity. For lunch, I often suggest cubing it, pan-searing it until golden, and adding it to a bowl of mixed greens or quinoa. Bottom line, if you want more protein without the heaviness of meat, tofu belongs in your weekly routine. Coming in at number 8, we've got one of the most affordable and underrated protein sources out there, lentils. 1 cup of dry lentils gives you around 18 grams of protein per 100 grams, which already beats eggs. And when you combine that with their high fiber and iron content, you've got a superfood for seniors. Yes, and they're so easy on the stomach. Unlike some beans that cause gas or heaviness, lentils are softer, quicker to cook, and easier to digest, especially if you soak them a few hours before cooking. And the best part? They're incredibly versatile. You can make a hearty lentil soup with carrots and celery, or mix cooked lentils into brown rice for a protein-packed plant-based meal. They're also great for blood sugar balance. The fiber in lentils slows digestion, which helps keep energy steady, something many older adults struggle with in the afternoon. And here's a bonus, lentils are naturally rich in folate and magnesium, which support heart and brain health. So don't underestimate them just because they're humble. A small bowl of lentils can do big things. Next up at number 7, cottage cheese. Now, this one surprises people, but it's one of the most efficient proteins for older adults. Just half a cup gives you around 14 to 15 grams of protein, and it's extremely easy to digest. Exactly. Cottage cheese contains casein, which is a slow-digesting protein. That means it feeds your muscles, gradually making it perfect as a bedtime snack to support overnight repair. I often tell patients if you're going more than 12 hours without eating, your muscles are fasting too. Something simple like a few spoonfuls of cottage cheese before bed can protect muscle mass while you sleep. And for breakfast, try it with some sliced banana or blueberries. It's a light meal, but it gives your body the fuel it needs to stay strong through the morning. It's also a great option for those who can't handle a full meal at night. Easy on the stomach, low in sugar, high in benefit. Simple, familiar, and powerful. That's why cottage cheese deserves a place in your weekly meal plan. At number 6, we've got a cut of meat that's lean, affordable, and surprisingly high in protein pork loin. Just 100 grams gives you around 24 grams of protein, almost double what you get from the same amount of eggs. And the nice thing about pork loin is that it's tender and mild. Older adults who find beef too tough often do very well with pork loin, especially when it's cooked gently. Exactly. I recommend pan-searing it in olive oil or roasting it with herbs like rosemary and garlic. It pairs well with steamed veggies or sweet potatoes, and it makes a great lunch or dinner. Some of my patients also enjoy it, braised or slow cooked, especially if chewing has become harder. The meat stays soft, juicy, and easy to digest while still packing a big protein punch. And let's not forget pork loin is one of the most accessible proteins in American supermarkets. It's easy to portion, easy to store, and easy to love. Strong muscles don't require fancy cuts, just the right ones cooked the right way. At number 5, we've got ground turkey, lean high in protein and super versatile. Just 100 grams of ground turkey gives you around 27 grams of protein, which is more than twice what you'd get from eggs. And it's also lower in fat than most ground beef. That makes it an excellent option for older adults who want to build muscle without putting too much stress on the heart or digestion. I love how easy it is to use. You can make simple turkey patties, stuff it into bell peppers, roll it into lettuce wraps, or even toss it over a salad. And for people who like meal prepping, it holds up well. Make a batch on Sunday, and you've got lunch or dinner protein sorted for several days. It also works great with herbs and spices. You can go Mediterranean with oregano and lemon, or keep it classic with garlic and onion. Easy to cook, easy to chew, easy to digest. Ground turkey is proof that muscle food doesn't have to be heavy food. Coming in at number 4, a classic source of strength, lean beef. It's got about 26 grams of protein per 100 grams, which puts it far ahead of eggs in terms of muscle building power. And there's more to it than just protein. Lean beef is one of the best natural sources of vitamin B12 and creatine, both essential for energy, brain support, and muscle recovery. Exactly. Many older adults feel fatigue and weakness, and sometimes it's not just from aging, it's from low B12. A few servings of lean beef per week can make a noticeable difference. The key is in how you prepare it. Choose thin cuts like sirloin or round and cook them gently. Think light stir-fry, slow boil, or grill in thin slices. No need for heavy sauces or frying. And for those with sensitive digestion, try slow-cooked beef stew. It breaks down the fibers, making it easier to chew and absorb. Lean beef reminds the body how to feel strong again and gives it the raw materials to do so. Number 3 on our list is something you probably already have in your pantry: canned tuna. It's a powerhouse with around 26 grams of protein per 100 grams, right up there with lean beef. And it's not just protein. Tuna is also rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which help reduce inflammation in the joints and protect heart health, 2 big concerns for older adults. I love recommending canned tuna because it's so convenient. No cooking required, just open the can, drain, and you're ready. You can mix it into a salad, spread it on whole grain toast, or roll it into a wrap with avocado and greens. For those on a budget, it's also one of the most affordable sources of high-quality protein, and it keeps for months in the cabinet, so you don't have to worry about it spoiling. Quick tip: choose tuna packed in water, not oil, to keep it lighter. And look for brands that are low in mercury, especially if you eat it often. A few bites of tuna can do more for your muscles than you think, especially when it becomes a weekly habit. Yimuan, number 2, one of the most familiar and trusted proteins in the American kitchen: chicken breast. Lean, mild, and super versatile, it delivers a whopping 31 grams of protein per 100 grams, more than double what you'd get from eggs. And the beauty of chicken breast is that it's easy on the stomach, especially when cooked right. For many older adults, it's a gentle source of fuel, no heaviness, no bloating. I often suggest keeping it simple: steamed with lemon and herbs, grilled and sliced over roasted vegetables, or pan-seared in olive oil with broccoli or zucchini on the side. In Japan, we often say, "The food that builds you doesn't shout, it works quietly." That's chicken breast. Not flashy but reliable. And it helps your body restore muscle without extra fat or salt. If you're prepping meals for the week, cook a few chicken breasts ahead of time. Store them sliced, and you've got a high-protein add-on for salads, wraps, soups, even breakfast omelets. For older adults, rebuilding strength chicken breast is not just helpful, it's essential. And here we are, number 1 on our list: whey protein isolate. With a staggering 80 to 90 grams of protein per 100 grams, it's the most concentrated, fast-absorbing protein you can get without a prescription. Yes, and it's especially powerful for older adults who have low appetite or trouble chewing and digesting large meals. You can get a full serving of muscle-building protein in just 1 scoop mixed with water. Whey isolate is filtered to remove most fat and lactose, so it's easy on digestion even for those who are sensitive to dairy. I recommend taking it in the morning to break the overnight fast, or after light exercise when your muscles are ready to rebuild. And it doesn't need to be complicated. You can stir it into water, blend it with almond milk, or throw it into a smoothie with berries and a handful of oats. Just one serving a day can make a big difference over time. It's not about bodybuilding. It's about staying strong enough to live well. And whey protein isolate is one of the simplest tools we have to support that goal. So, let's say you've started adding better protein to your meals. Maybe you swapped out toast for cottage cheese, added lentils to your lunch, or started a whey protein shake in the morning. How do you know it's working? Here's what I tell my patients after just 5 to 7 days. The signs may be subtle, but powerful. You might notice your legs don't feel as sore when standing at the sink. Climbing stairs takes less effort, less huffing and puffing. Holding your coffee cup feels steadier, less trembling in your hands. And here's my favorite one: you wake up feeling more grounded, not like you're floating in stiffness or dragging your body out of bed, but like your feet actually support you. These aren't dramatic overnight changes, but they are real signs that your body is finally using the protein you give it to rebuild muscle, restore energy, and reduce weakness. I always say, don't wait for big changes. Look for small wins. That moment when you stand up from a chair without using your hands, that's progress. When you walk across the room and realize, hey, my knees aren't clicking as much, that's your body saying, thank you, I remember how to repair. Want a simple way to track this? Try writing 1 line per day in a small notebook or on your phone. Just note how you feel when you get out of bed, when you stand, or when you walk. It doesn't have to be scientific, just something like, legs less tired today. Didn't grab the table to get up. Slept deeper last night. We're not chasing perfection, we're looking for momentum. A little more ease each day. That's the proof your protein is not just passing through, it's going to work. So, before we move to the final reflections, take a moment to check in with yourself. Not just how you feel, but how you move, how you sleep, how you rise. Those are the real measures of progress. So let's bring it all together. Eggs are good. They're nutrient-dense, easy to cook, and a familiar favorite for many. But they're just the starting line, not the finish. If you've been eating eggs every morning and still feel like your muscles aren't improving, it may be time to shift. Try this. Pick 2 or 3 foods from our list today. Maybe it's Greek yogurt, canned tuna, and a scoop of whey protein. Add them to your meals every day for the next 7 days. That's all it takes to begin. Just a spoon of yogurt in the morning, a cup of lentil soup at lunch, a slice of grilled chicken at dinner. You don't need to change everything. You just need to feed your body with purpose. And during those 7 days, listen. Watch how your body responds. Are you standing up a little easier? Is the trembling in your hands softening? Do your legs feel just a bit stronger at the end of the day? Muscle loss may be common with age, but that doesn't mean it's permanent. Your body still remembers how to heal if you give it the right fuel. So, here's our challenge to you. For the next 7 days, replace your eggs with smarter protein. Pay attention to your body, not just how it feels, but how it moves. And most importantly, don't do it alone. Share this episode with someone in your life who's feeling weak, losing strength, or struggling with daily movement. Let them know getting stronger doesn't have to start in a gym. It can start with a bowl of soup, a few bites of tofu, or a protein shake in the morning. Strength comes not just from lifting weights, but from what you lift with your fork.